folks. Today we're going to do a nice little gentle 10-15 minute session using our Pilates fit ball. Nothing too serious, nothing too major, just getting some mobility and some gentle movement in our body. I've got my fit ball sitting on a mat. You don't need to have your fit ball sitting on a mat, but have it somewhere within your home that's safe. So enough space around you, not too slippery a floor surface, somewhere that you're safe. I'm going to use a theraband for the beginning breathing exercises. You don't need to have a theraband. If you had a theraband, you could use it. With your therabands, always just double check that there are no little tears in them. So I always cast my eye down the edges of the therabands before I use them to make sure there are no little tears in them. They don't last forever, and if they do tear, you have the ability to hurt yourself with them. If you don't have a theraband and you want to try something like this, you could, in this instance, you could use something like a scarf or a towel that's sort of long enough to wrap it around your torso, as I'm going to show you in a minute. So if you've got a theraband, pause the video, run and grab your theraband. If you haven't got your theraband with you, don't worry, you might use it for the next time you do this session. If you've got a theraband, you're actually going to wrap it around the back of your rib cage. So I'm going to make mine as flat as I can, and I'm going to tuck it around the back of my rib cage. I want to get some feedback with the back of my ribs. So the theraband's resting at the back of my ribs. Could be a towel, could be a scarf, something similar to replicate it. Not too much tension on it, but you do want to feel the band touching the back of your rib cage. Check your posture on your ball. So make sure that your knees and your feet are in line with your hips. So you don't want to be sitting too wide. That might feel more stable if you sit wide, but we actually want you to sit with good posture with your ankles lining up with your knees and your knees lining up with your hip bones. And sit tall. So a couple of times throughout the class or the session, I'm going to refer to looking at something across the room. So if you sit up nice and tall, look across the room, remember that spot, and you're going to keep your eyes on that spot on and off. So we've got our band if we've got one. If we haven't got our band, we could actually wrap our hands around our rib cage. So you could actually wrap your hands around yourself like you're giving yourself a little hug. In this instance, I'm going to use the band. We're sitting tall, we're sitting nice and straight, we've got our shoulders back and down, we're looking across our room, and we're going to look at something that's not moving, so something that's fixed. If you look at something that's moving, it's going to challenge your balance a little bit more, so we're going to watch something that's fixed. So if you're looking through a window, let's not look at a tree blowing in the breeze. We're going to take some nice big deep breaths. We're going to breathe in through our nose, and we're going to breathe out through our mouth. We're going to take big deep breaths, breathing in through our nose, and breathing out through our mouth. And as you take in those nice big deep breaths, I want you to focus on breathing into the back of your rib cage. So you're breathing what we call posteriorly into the back of your lungs, filling your lungs up with as much air as you can, and then slowly letting that air out. And you keep breathing like that for me, and we're going to start to think about either where our hands are, maybe wrapped around our rib cage, or where our band or our replica band is. You should feel your ribs pushing out onto your band. If you've got a towel or a scarf, you should feel your back of your rib cage pushing onto that band. So it's just a bit of an idea of some feedback to make sure that you are just gently breathing posteriorly into the back of your lungs. So that's going to create movement. It's going to create movement through what we call your thoracic spine. We're going to do 2 more breaths like that. Big deep breath in. Allow those lungs to fill up with air, and then exhale to slowly let all of the air out of your lungs that you can. 1 more breath pattern. Big deep breath in through your nose and out through your mouth. And you're going to relax your arms if you're holding onto your ribs. If you're holding onto a band or a scarf or a towel, you're just going to drop it out to the side somewhere that's safe and that you're not going to slip on it. You're going to keep your nice perfect posture. We're going to do some pelvic tilts on the ball. So what you're going to do is roll the ball slightly forwards, and you're going to tip your pelvis backwards. So you've got that little scoop sort of in your abdominal area, and then you're going to roll the ball backwards and bring your pelvis forwards. So you're going to arch in your back. So then roll the ball forwards. You'll feel that little scoop through your belly and your pelvis tip backwards. And then you're going to roll the ball backwards and the pelvis forwards. So you're going to keep rolling backwards and forwards. It's a replication of what we do on the mat, but we're just using the ball. We're still sitting up nice and tall and straight, so we haven't slouched our posture, but we're getting that mobility through our lumbar spine, just gently backwards and forwards. We're going to do 1 more each way. So gentle tip back of the pelvis, A little scoop of the belly, roll the pelvis forwards, the ball goes backwards, and one more each way. Ball coming forwards till pelvis tilts back, roll the ball backwards, pelvis tilts forwards, and rest in neutral. We're going to do some hip circles. So start with them small. If you feel unsafe with your balance today, then perhaps just be careful with your, as you go with these. So you're going to roll the ball to one side, you're going to roll it forward slightly, out to the other side, and back. So you're getting a little hip circle. So roll sideways, forwards, around, and back. So you've still got your good posture, you haven't slouched at all, and you're just doing a hip circle and mobilizing through that lower back and the pelvis region. We're going to do one more in this direction. So we're doing about 4 each way, and then we're going to reverse, go the other way. So roll the pelvis the other way, so it's still sitting up nice and tall. When we sit up tall, our core muscles are engaged. That's what helps hold our spine up. So maintain sitting up nice and tall, keep your shoulders relaxed. If you like, you're still looking at the spot that you found in the beginning and keeping your eyes on that spot. It's not necessary with these little hip circles. Pause when you get to the center and relax. Bring your elbows into your waistline and have your palms facing each other and still, again, sitting up nice and tall. Elbows are tucked into your waistline. So I want you to imagine that I've taken a $50 note and I've put that $50 note in between your elbow and your waistline. You're going to try and hold on to that $50 note. If your shoulders are slightly rolled forwards or slightly out, you might even struggle to get your elbow into one side. My left does it beautifully. My right has a little bit of a gap because my right shoulder likes to roll forwards. That's my old mouse hand from my old office days. So keeping those elbows tucked in as much as you can, you're going to bring your arms out towards the side and your palms face away from you. Your shoulder blades glide together behind you, and then bring your arms forwards, palms still facing each other. Take a breath in, breathe out. Arms go out, elbows trying to stay tucked in and hold that imaginary $50 note, and then hands come forwards. So you're going to keep going in your own time. As your arms go out, you get that beautiful stretch through the front of your chest. You feel your shoulder blades glide together, and then your arms come forwards and those shoulder blades return to their normal position. So getting some mobility through the scapula. We're getting a stretch through the front of the chest. We've got our core engaged, our posture is perfect, our tummy muscles are gently switched on to help us sit in that perfect posture. That should happen automatically without you thinking about it. We're going to do 3 more of these. Arms come out, elbows stay tucked in as much as possible, shoulder blades glide together. Keep your eyes on your spot, use your breath, breathe out, pull them back, you've got 1 to go. Inhale first, exhale. When you're back in the middle, pause, drop your arms down by your side and turn your palms to face away from you, to the front. Sitting nice and tall still, you're going to take a breath in. As you breathe out, you're going to float your arms nice and straight up to your shoulder height. Then you're going to turn your palms down. You're going to bring your arms down by your side. You're going to take them further back than your hips, but I don't want your ball to move. Turn palms forwards. Hands float up to your shoulder line. Turn palms down, hands come down, and they just glide past your hips, but your ball doesn't move. So nice long arms, reaching your fingertips across your room. Shoulders stay down, palms down, and then back you go. We've got 2 to go. Keep your breathing going, exhaling as those arms come up. They're nice and long, shoulders away from the ears. Palms go down, hands come back and past your hips. Last one. Inhale first, exhale. Palms come down. I want you to hold your hands directly by your thighs. Palms are now facing the ball. Find your spot if you've taken your eyes off of it and keep your eyes on it. Your ball's going to stay still. We're going to do some sitting mermaids on the ball. So you're going to go within the range that you can keep the stability of the ball. Eyes on your spot, slide one hand down the ball. Keep sitting nice and tall. You're going to go sideways and feel that lovely stretch down through your side. Slide your hand back up the ball. Return to the center, change sides. So you're only going as far as you can without the ball moving. You're still sitting really tall, so even though you're going sideways, you're not dropping through your side and compressing your waistline. So nice and tall, hand slides down the ball. You're just going to the range that's comfortable today. If you're feeling unstable or a little unsafe, then make the range smaller. You could do this sitting on a chair. You could do this standing up. Keeping your eyes on the spot helps you keep you elongated. Pause in the center. Bring your hands and place them across your chest. One arm resting on top of the other, doesn't matter which way. Bowl staying still, eyes are still on your spot on the wall. Now, I want you to imagine I've got a black texture out and I've drawn a line all the way around the room that is at the height of the spot that your eyes are watching. So you're going to imagine that line, and you're going to follow that line with your eyes. So we're going to go into some twists. We're going to take a breath in, we're going to go to the left first. We're going to breathe out. As we twist ourselves towards the left, our bowl's not moving, and we're imagining that line that I've drawn around the room. And then you're going to come through the center, and you're going to go the other way, and you're now following your eyes on the imaginary line to your right. So you're going to keep alternating sides, same focus, ball is still. So again, work within the range that you can. You're still sitting tall, so again, you haven't dropped through your waistline. Core switched on. Nice big deep breaths, breathing in through your nose and breathing out through your mouth. We're going to do one more each way. Inhale, exhale, gently twist around, just go to the range that's good for your body today. Come through the center. We're going to do one more to the right. When you get back into the middle, you're going to pause, lower your arms down, keep yourself sitting upright. Feet. Don't stress if your ball moves too much here. Now, if this doesn't feel safe for you today, you're going to leave it out. I want you to lift your toes up off of the ground and then lower them down. So toes lift. Try not to let your ball move too much. And toes lower. Gentle lift and lower. We're going to do two more. Lift and lower. And last one. Okay, toes stay on the floor. Lift your heels and lower. Lift your heels and lower. So the ball's staying relatively still. So you're trying to move your legs and your heels, not the ball. Okay, one to go. Little lift and lower. I'm going to mess with your motor pattern skills. Don't beat yourself up if you get confused here. Right foot, lift your toes. Left foot, lift your heels. Okay, change. Swap them over and change. So it's like you're walking. One set of toes lift while the other heel lifts, alternating sides. Keep your eyes on the spot on the wall in front of you to help you balance. Nice big deep breaths. Okay, we've got one more each way. And then rest in the center and relax. You could add on from there if you were feeling well balanced today by just lifting one leg up off of the floor and lowering it down. The key is not to move the ball very much. Now it's super hard to lift your leg without moving the ball. It means you're actually lifting your leg. So it might be a centimetre or two, it might be a centimetre. You might find that one leg lift is easier than the other. If that's a challenge for you today, then just go back to your little walking with one heel up and one toes, still challenging your balance, and then relax. Enjoy that little session on a ball. It's only a few minutes, just something to keep you moving, something for a little bit of mindfulness. Hip circles are lovely. You could finish with some more hip circles. If anything in that doesn't feel right for your body, you're going to leave it out. Otherwise, just enjoy that little session. Look after your bodies, team, and I'll catch you soon. Bye now.